New polling shows Trump is the most popular president in modern history, and Elon Musk's DOGE is unstoppable. Meanwhile, Dems walked straight into a legal trap this week. They lost big time, and now their so-called constitutional crisis is completely gone. I'm Rob on the right. Let's go take a look.
What would you have us do?
I would actually, you know what? I'd just like you to show that you give a damn, that you got a little emotion about the fact that people are losing their jobs indiscriminately. That I just like to see somebody wake the hell up and get excited about the fact that your country is under assault. They're not at the gate anymore. They're in your bedrooms. They're in your living rooms. They're in your businesses. They got all your stuff. And nobody seems to give a damn. So that's all I want, somebody to show that they care enough to get off their fat ass and say something about it.
So before we get started, thank you for liking and sharing this video. It really helps out the channel with the algorithm, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future updates. Well, the numbers are in, and Democrats are having a full-scale meltdown. New polling shows Trump is the most popular president in modern history, and the legacy media is crashing because of it. Unlike Trump's first term, where CNN, MSNBC, and the rest thrived off of his presidency, this time it's the complete opposite. Poll after poll shows Trump's approval is climbing every single week. CBS has him up 6 points. Rasmussen has him up 10. Emerson College's up a whopping 8 points, and every major poll confirms the same thing. Americans overwhelmingly support his policies. Even CNN's own data analyst had to admit it. Trump's net approval rating is higher than it ever was in his first term. See for yourself.
And holy smokes, I mean, look at what the difference is between now versus 8 years ago during the first Trump term, right? This is Trump's net approval rating on February 10th. You go back to 2017, Trump was already underwater at minus 5 points on the net approval rating. That's approval minus disapproval. What a difference 8 years makes. He's on the positive side of the ledger at plus 4 points. And again, it's not just the CBS News poll. We're talking about the Gallup poll. We're talking about the Ipsos poll. We are talking about the Pew poll. All of these respective pollsters have Trump in a better position now than they did 8 years ago. The bottom line is Americans are far more likely to say they like what they're seeing now versus what they felt during Trump's first term.
Okay, so how rare is this? Are you going to show us sort of where we're at now and how rare it is that this number
I want you to take a look at this plus sign, right? Compare that to the negative sign. Being on the plus side of the ledger, right? In positive net approval territory, a positive net approval rating for Donald Trump. Again, whoa. Entire first term, just 11 days, Donald Trump had a net positive approval rating. Compare that to the second term, just so far, every single day of Trump's second term so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. 21 days, all 3 weeks. That's already 10 more days than he was in his entire first term. So again, this is just another sign that Americans are far more likely to like what they're seeing in his second term than they were during his first term.
He also won the popular vote in his second term, so it stands to reason that there would be more people that would approve of some of what he's doing.
And you know what's really got Democrats panicking? Their own voters agree with Trump's biggest policies. 63% of Democrats support recognizing only two sexes, and 60% support deporting illegal immigrants. 59% support expanding oil and gas production, and the majority of both parties want the border declared a national emergency. Democrat leaders are completely stunned by this. Even ABC News was forced to ask House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries if he agrees with Trump's policies, because his own voters do. Watching him squirm was priceless. Check it out.
Donald Trump's favorability rating is actually higher than it ever was the first time around. Let me ask you, a recent poll by Marquette looked at several of the things that he has done or says that he is going to do, and 63% favor federal government's recognition of only two sexes, 60% favor deporting immigrants who entered the United States illegally, 60% favor expanding oil and gas production, 59% favor declaring an emergency at the southern border. Is there anything you are seeing that Trump is doing that you are in favor of, that you think is the right thing?
Let me say, as it relates to all of those issues, we're just at the beginning.
Now, I want to know what you guys think. How is Trump doing this time around? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, let's talk about this massive legal loss for the Democrats. This week, a federal judge completely destroyed their attempt to stop Trump's federal government downsizing plan. The court ruled that unions suing Trump have no legal standing and that the lawsuit is frivolous. They determined that Trump is fully within his constitutional authority to audit and cut federal agencies.
As a federal judge in Massachusetts hands Trump a victory on his federal worker buyout plan, that judge ruling that the union challenging the Trump buyout had no standing, meaning basically that none of their workers were even involved. In addition to that, the court itself had no authority. Basically, that this is just a frivolous lawsuit put up by obstructionist Democrats waging lawfare. Boston Judge O'Toole really looked at this and realized without any jurisdiction, without participants actually litigating in this particular case, he would look like a fool to block President Trump's buyout.
There is no constitutional crisis, and President Trump made it clear that he'll abide by whatever court decisions come down. So there is no constitutional crisis, and moreover, Trump is likely to win on all the major issues. Trump, as the chief executive of the executive branch, has the right to go in and audit and access payments, and he has his right to have his designee do that in Elon Musk.
So basically, the Dems lost big time. This is why they were so desperate to stop Elon Musk and his DOGE department. Because now Trump can halt federal payments instantly without waiting for Congress, and it's 100% legal. As a result, the IRS is now set to lay off 15,000 employees next week, and DC's unemployment just spiked to 36%. My friends, this is what draining the swamp looks like. And it's only getting started. The end goal is to eliminate the IRS and replace it with the ERS, or External Revenue Service. Watch this clip.
At the start of the 20th century, America was the richest country on earth, and we defended our workers from unfair trade policies with tariffs. And we only made money. We had no income tax. All we did is charge other countries and foreign companies, if they wanted to sell to America, you had to pay for entry. Okay, so imagine this. The U.S. government had no income tax. Americans got to keep all their hard-earned money, and foreigners paid the price. So now what's happened? We have the Internal Revenue Service. That means charge us internally. Now imagine politicians who can't even balance their own checkbook, taking our money, and what do they do every year? Let's just take more, let's just take more, let's just take more. So this is how Donald Trump is going to end it and fix it. Last week, he announced that we're going to return America to greatness by creating, and today is its birthday, the External Revenue Service.
Now, if you think that was big news, Trump just reimposed 25% tariffs on all steel imports this morning. Last time he did this, it created 120,000 new jobs almost overnight. But thanks to endless exemptions, the policy got watered down and steel jobs started disappearing again. Not this time. These tariffs are back in full force, so get ready for the media to lose their minds like they did last time. To be clear, this is the first step in reviving American manufacturing. If a country imports its steel, it imports everything else. In short, real economic power starts with steel production. You can bet your bottom dollar that the Democrats and corporate elites are already scrambling to find a way to stop it.
In 2018, you imposed ad valorem duties, tariffs on imports of steel at a 25% rate. Since that time, a large number of exclusions and exceptions to that tariff rule have been implemented. Because of the damage to the United States steel industry that those exceptions and exclusions have imposed, we're now, this order would reimpose that 25% ad valorem tariff rate on imports of steel, and it's presented for your signature now.
Okay. Do you understand what that means? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is the beginning of making America rich again. Mr. Secretary, do you have anything to say? As you know, Howard is Secretary of Commerce, doing a fantastic job. And what do you have to say about it?
So when you imposed the tariffs the first time, right, you added 120,000 jobs. And since that time, it's been picked away and nicked away and excluded away, and we've lost 107,000 jobs. And remember, these aren't just general jobs. These are steel workers in America, and now you're going to bring them back. You're going to bring those 120,000 jobs back to America. You are the president who's standing up for the American steel worker, and I am just tremendously impressed and delighted to stand next to you.
So there you have it. Trump's approval is skyrocketing, the media is collapsing, Dems fell into their own legal trap, and the steel industry is about to boom again. This is exactly what winning looks like, folks. Hey, if you like this video, check out one of my other ones up on the screen, and if not, see you around the campus.